Hello guys, how's it going? Second day of homeschooling. How's everything going? Are you enjoying the situation? Hope you do. Well, I still miss you, so I wish this situation can change quickly and we can go back to school. So far, we're going to continue with videos for social studies. So if you have your book, please find pages 50 and 51. You can recognize these pictures so as to follow the lesson. Yesterday we talked about the first or the primary sector in Spain, you remember? In this sector we talk about 4 different types: agriculture, livestock farming, fishing and mining. Okay? These 4 sectors belong to people that work looking for these natural resources. Remember, their function, their objective, their goal is to find these things around the world, the natural resources or the raw materials. Today we're going to talk about the secondary sector in Spain, and if you remember well, again, we're referring to the active population. The active population refers to people working or people looking for a job, okay? People who are preparing for working. Okay, in this secondary sector, we're talking about more people. Do you remember how many people work in Spain in the primary sector? Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. What percentage? 4%. Very good. 4% of people work in Spain in the primary sector. But in the secondary sector, we are talking about a bigger group. We are referring to, as you can see in the diagram, 22% of the active population. Okay, 22% of the active population work in the secondary sector. Now, what's the secondary sector? What they do is take those raw materials that they found in the primary sector, they take these raw materials and they transform them into products. I brought some examples today. For example, this. Whoop. Primary sector, right? A farmer grows tomatoes in the farm. It's a tomato, eh? It's a little bit black, but because I like this kind. But this is a tomato. Okay, this is the primary sector. Somebody working on a farm is growing tomatoes. Now, what does the secondary sector do? Well, they take these tomatoes and other ingredients and they create things like ketchup or tomate frito, fried tomato that we put on the pasta maybe. You like lasagna? Okay. So this is what they do. They transform these into other products. That happens with other things like, for example, fruit into marmalade or jam, right? That's the secondary. They transform the raw material into a product. And it doesn't only happen with fruit, it happens also with, for example, wheat. No? We talked about cereals yesterday. Well, they transform those cereals into biscuits, into flour, and many other ingredients that we use every day. Are we talking only about food? No, we are not only talking about food. For example, in the mining, remember? In mining, the miners go and try to find these raw materials, these minerals. What do? In the secondary sector, the industries transform these materials like iron or steel into silverware, scissors, things that we use every day, utensils. Or, for example, the chemical industries transform different raw materials that I don't want to get into that, different raw materials into other products that we can use, such as batteries, right? So remember, every time we're talking about transforming something natural into a product, we are talking about the secondary sector. And as you can see, we're talking about industry, as the book says in the first paragraph. 14 people out of every 100 people work in the industry. It means that there's not so many people working in the industry. There used to be more, but these industries have been moved to other places like China, Taiwan, India, places where things are cheaper. So in Spain, not so many people work in the industry anymore. But the industries that we have in Spain refer mainly to food. That's mainly our business, remember? Spain is the one that exports food to other countries, or products that have to do with food. So industries about food. And we have some car industries, for example, but not so many industries and factories anymore. Construction is also part of this. Why do you say? Well, do you remember that we looked for those words yesterday that I told you in the dictionary? Granite, marble, slate. Did you look up those words? Well, we use those raw materials to create bricks, walls, stones, stuff like that, so as to build different buildings or facilities all around Spain. So we're referring to construction too. Quite simple, right? Primary sector, we look for the natural resources. Secondary sector, we transform natural resources into products. Simple? Great. I would like you to do two things. First of all, I want you to do the summary, el esquema, from pages 48 to 51. Do it in your notebook. I don't know if yesterday you probably did the summary or the diagram from pages 48 and 49. I'm sure that you did it. If you didn't, do it today, please, in your notebook. Include pictures. You can even use your computer today, so you can print pictures and put it in your notebook. That will make it look good, better. And on pages 50 and 51, I want you to do the same. Take your social studies notebook, social studies part, remember, and then include un resumen of what we are talking about. Main ideas, pictures, things to help you to study it better. And when you finish, I want you to do the activity number 1 on page 51. It's quite simple again, very, very simple. And I would like you to put at least 10 examples of different transformations, okay? So you can write something like secondary sector, transform a tomato into fried tomato packet or into ketchup, or cereals, wheat, no, el trigo, wheat can be transformed into biscuits, or, okay? Put some examples. You can include some pictures of those examples. Thank you so much. I have to make the video shorter because it's super hard to upload long videos. I hope you're having a good day. I'm preparing a Kahoot. If you don't know what a Kahoot is, please read the instructions because this is coming up. Thank you. See you later. Bye.